If you're thinking of pulling a K-Series, don't. At least not until watching this first. For a job this big, you need a plan. And after doing this myself several times, I've realized that it just breaks down into 3 simple steps. So today, I'm going to walk you through my exact 3-step method that makes this job way easier. So let's get into it. Hey, welcome to the garage. If you're new here, do the thing. Like, comment, subscribe. Just need to pick 2. So I'm going to break this down step by step. And the 3 steps I follow are access, disconnect and drain, break it, and remove it. So let's talk about step 1, access. This is where a lot of people accidentally make the job way harder than it needs to be. Step 1 is just about creating the access you're going to need later. We're going to follow a really simple formula. We're going to work from the top of the engine to the bottom and from right to left. That simple geography gives us our order of operations, basically the recipe for pulling an engine. When you first pop the hood, there's a lot of stuff that looks intimidating, but most of it is just stuff that's in the way. On the 8th gens, that's mostly the engine bay plastics, especially back near the windshield. It makes the job look way harder than it actually is. The good news is, most of this comes off in just a few minutes. And this isn't just a Honda thing. On more modern cars, like my BMW for example, everything is buried under cosmetic plastic covers. But it's the same story. If it's in the way, it comes out. Step 1 is all about preparing the workspace. We want clear access to as many nuts, bolts, hoses, clamps, and connectors as possible. So grab a trim tool and start popping some clips. And once this step is done, the rest of the job gets dramatically easier. But this is where a lot of people get tripped up. In their excitement, they start diving in too deep too soon. So just focus on getting access right now. Step 2 is where things get real. Speaking of step 2, let's talk about disconnect and drain. This is where mistakes can get expensive. We're dealing with fluids, fasteners, and wiring. If things are going to come off the rails, it's in this step. Because the majority of the real work happens here. So we're sticking with the same game plan, top to bottom, right to left. Our goal is simple, disconnect anything that attaches the engine to the chassis. But we're not touching the motor mounts yet. Those come later. Right now, hoses, the wiring harness, and sensors are the priority. And this is where things can break. Hoses get brittle, wiring gets old, sensors love to seize themselves into place. So move slowly, use a little finesse, not brute force. Remember, this was all designed to come apart, so we just need to trust the process. We'll start up top and disconnect everything we can reach. But pretty quickly, we're going to hit our first drain step. Radiator hoses. There's no avoiding it, this part gets messy. That's normal. First, we're going to drain the radiator, then the motor oil, then the transmission fluid. The radiator is the messy bit. Motor oil and trans fluid doesn't usually get all splashy. And once the fluids are out, the drain portion is done. But before we wrap up this step, we're going to grab our favorite penetrating oil and start soaking the motor mount fasteners. Future you will thank you. And once this step is complete, honestly, you're about 80% done. Which brings us to the moment everyone's been waiting for, step number 3, break it and remove it. So this is the moment of truth, where the engine either comes out smoothly or fights you the whole way. By now, everything should be disconnected and ready to go. Our focus shifts to the big hardware, that's motor mounts, axle nuts, and the final steps that actually free the engine. We're starting with a breaker bar and maybe a protein shake. Our goal right now is simple, just break every motor mount bolt loose. But we're not removing them yet, we're just cracking them free. And just like before, we're working top to bottom, right to left, and if you haven't already, now is the time to pull the radiator and the front bumper. Next up are the axle nuts. Now these always stress me out, but honestly, they're usually not that bad if you follow the formula. Leverage, lube, heat, repeat. Get a thick boy breaker bar with a big old cheater bar, your favorite lube of choice, and a blowtorch if things get sticky. That combo is going to work, trust me. Leverage, lube, heat, repeat. Works almost every time. And once the axles are free and the motor mounts are cracked loose, it's go time. So grab your hoist, and a friend, preferably, hook your chain to the engine and get ready to pull. So with tension on that hoist, now we remove the motor mount bolts for real. We start on the bottom, I like going back to front on the 8th gens, then move to the top, right mount first, then left. And at this point, the engine is officially free. All that's left to do is lift. When everything's been prepped correctly, the engine comes out surprisingly easily. And that's it, the 3 steps to pull your K-Series. Or any engine, really. Access, disconnect and drain, break it and remove it. Look, pulling a motor is a big job. But if you break it down into simple steps like this, it becomes very doable. And trust me, that I did that feeling after you're done, it still hits hard. And hey, if you want a full deep dive into each step, check out the complete series link below. So keep getting after it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.